Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Rune News. I'm your host, Ryan, and as always, it's bloody good to have you guys here in the audience today. This weekend just gone, Jagex announced the Summer Summit of 2024 with a lot of juicy updates and announcements for us all to enjoy. Most notably, Valamore Part 2 is being released in about 2 or 3 weeks' time, the 25th of September, whenever that happens to be, which means we will get new quests, a new Herblore minigame, and that new dragon group boss at the top of the mountain, the dragon, whatever you want to call it. I can't pronounce it. Maybe you can. So my question for you guys to answer today in the comment section down below is, what part of the Summer Summit was your most favorite and your least favorite? Let me know what you think. Leave your answer in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, I'd greatly appreciate a like and subscribe from those who haven't already. My name is Ryan. You're watching Rune News and you've been watching Rune News. My name is Rune News and you're watching Rune News. Okay, this is actually insane. So there was a half an hour delay on the update today because Jagex had some server issues, but this announcement, this update today is way bigger than I was expecting. Unfortunately, there is no Wintertodt buff still. We're probably not going to see that till after the Valamore Part 2 release now, because I predict next week might be a dead update for them to prepare for that, but I could be wrong. However, Araxor CA's Poly 2 updates and more, this bad boy here, it's big. But let's start off with the Araxor CS first. So I've gone through the list quickly and just had a quick look, which everything is here for you to check out. There's like killing Araxor a certain amount of time within a certain amount of minutes. You've got the KCs, the pretty standard stuff, killing him perfectly without damaging him through the enraged phase, which is probably the hardest combat task there. And then just 10 times about leaving without being venom or poison immune, which is that is crazy that is considered a master combat task, and without the boss ever moving. Honestly, this list is super easy. These shouldn't really be Grandmaster in my opinion. They seem way too easy, so definitely jump on top of these and grab the points while you can. Should be able to green log this in like 10-15 kills pretty easily, other than obviously the KC, unless you've already got it. So the Araxor tasks are in. They're acceptable. They're just like, they're giving away fucking points here. This shit is easy as hell. So, I mean, the time one might be difficult if you don't have a scythe or whatever, which is understandable for some players out there, but a lot of these are just, in my opinion, not super difficult. So, Araxor combat achievements, really good. Now for the changes, there's nothing really big here that I've noticed. Just a few like bug fixes. Some people were able to kill Araxor without a Slayer task. Deadman World update has Skull players can no longer enter the Araxor area, which no one cares about Deadman Worlds anyway. And then the feedback, there's actually something decent here that I wanted to look over, which is bad news, unfortunately. It's to do with the size of Araxor. So if you've ever been killing that boss and you find that he hangs in tiles he shouldn't be in, you're trying to click to move and you're just clicking his leg instead. Jagex basically said up here that he's a big boy, and the only way to fix it is to make him a small boy, and they don't want to do that. So that's just the way the game is. He's a big boy. We're going to have to live with that, which I'm fine with, I guess, that they've announced it, at least they've explained it. There could be a RuneLite plugin called Araxor where someone just makes it so if you click on the outside of Araxor's hitbox, it's a yellow click. Someone should develop a plugin like that if that's legal, which it sounds like it should be. So all the plugin developers out there, call it Araxor hitbox, and then make it so if you click on the outside of his actual fucking like 7x7 squares, it's a yellow click, it never red clicks him. That would be great. So someone jot that shit down. Pol 82 update changes, absolute fuck all of importance here, just LMS shit and blighted supplies. Still no changes to Guardians of the Rift or Wintertodt. Might come next week, highly doubt it, expecting it after Valamore Part 2, but this is the big one. This came out of fucking nowhere. Crystal Shard rates buff. This might be irrelevant to some of you, but the numbers are big, okay? They've said that they mentioned this in some Shooting Star Change blog. I don't remember or care about it, but look at this. Crystal Acorns, instead of giving 14 to 16 shards, 28 to 32 shards now from Crystal Acorns. That's triple the rate. If you have a Superior Slayer creature, it is now 6 to 10 shards guaranteed when killing a Superior Slayer creature, up from 1. Instead of 1, 6 to 10. Regular Gauntlet is now giving 5 to 9 shards instead of 3 to 7. Corrupted Gauntlet, 7 to 12 instead of 5 to 9. I didn't know you can get 5 from Cut the Gauntlet. They didn't change Volcano because Volcano was already busted with the new Volcano changes. That's fine. Agility Course is now guaranteed shard per portal instead of a 1 in 3 chance per portal, which is huge. Crystal Chest now gives more acorns and more shards, which I think the Enhanced Crystal Chest is now profitable in terms of crystal shards. Like if you make a key, well, enough keys at least, you are on average guaranteed to get a full refund, if not maybe 90% of your shards back, which is massive. Slayer Dungeon is now up to 3 to 5 shards, up from just 1. Pickpocketing hasn't changed because it's the best rate in the game still. Mining has improved to 1 in 65 from 1 in 27. 1 in 127. Sorry, I know I'm in the way of the text here. It's with my green screen setup. If I walk over here, it just cuts me the fuck out, which is probably better for some of you, but I don't give a fuck. We got Crystal Impling now giving 30 to 40 shards instead of 5 to 10. You'll get -2 shards on average per Impling. Rate is unchanged. Huh? What? Quantity is now 30 to 40 shards, up from 5 to 10. You'll now get... Oh, it's not -2. Okay, around 2 shards on average per Impling. Makes sense. And then woodcutting is unchanged, but the rate is improved from 1 in 40 to 1 in 40 from 1 in 80. So this is just a massive pref update for no fucking reason, and it's big. It doesn't break the game. Big for Ironman, big for people recreating accounts. Like 28 to 31, 28 to 32 shards per acorn. I'm a big crystal acorn boy. I go to LMS, I get acorns, I send it. You guys know me, so that's fucking huge. This is insane for just like crystal shard upkeep. Even if you've already corrupted your bow phone, you've got to keep the armor like up to date and keep that going. This just saves you so much time. You're pretty much cutting your time into thirds. So massive update all round from Jagex. Honestly, fat W this week in this blog. I'm a big fan of it. Nothing important in the other changes. And LMS is no longer on Osworth, which means I have a week of not being racist. That's it. Oldschool Runescape. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan and Rune News. This week's announcement for RuneScape 3 is proudly brought to you by Ryan from Rune News, authorised officially by the Australian Government, Canberra. Batteries are not included. Go fuck yourself. And that is that RuneScape 3 is fucking dog shit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Grand Exchange segment for Rune News. My name is Wade Green, and today the biggest rise is the Malediction Ward. Now, this is obviously with the hype from the Summer Summit with Rathmore. Rathmore being proposed with the changes that would combine all 3 Malediction Odium wards and the weird strength one from the Tazar area into one big tri-breeding ward. This has driven up the hype for all 3 shields, which is insane considering it's likely that it won't pass the polls. Unfortunately, I am a Rathmore yes voter, but the community does not typically like PvP polls, so I would not invest money in the Malediction Ward or anything wilderness related just to be safe. Now, the Torture Ornament Kit is taking a pretty decent hit here because of the release of the Amulet of Rancor and having its own unique ornament, which is to turn it white from doing all the green logging and that little side quest. It kind of kills the Torture Ornament Kit completely here, and we're looking to see this drop even further in the near future. Now, one of the most valuable traded items of the week is the Inquisitor's Armor Set, and it is continuously on the rise given the exceptional crush bonus, which you can achieve using it on Araxor, especially with the amount of money that can be made from that boss if you pull big drops. So Inquisitors is on the rise, which means Fasani Nightmare is worth more money, which means using this at Fasani Nightmare will get you more kills per hour, which is more gold per hour. It is an endless cycle of fat W's. Inquisitors is a good investment, even though it is currently on the rise. We're not likely to see a drop because we can predict more crush-loving content coming soon from Jagex, especially after the announcement of the Summer Summit. And finally, the Mulslippers have been dipping since the Areola boots have been released. However, they've started to rise and plateau out a little bit now that the hype of Araxor is dying off, and this is the perfect time to start investing in Mulslippers because once it levels out, we know for a fact it's going to start rising. These should be around about 1 mil within the next few weeks, 30 mil this exact moment. Mark it on the calendar. This time next year, September the 11th, 2000 and fun, you're going to see these bad boys at 30 fucking mil. Mark my words. Or unsubscribe. My name is Wade Green. Thank you very much for coming by, ladies and gentlemen. Buy your mole slippers today and become a rich cunt tomorrow. Have a good night. Our first Ironman moment for the week goes to Sir Lexon getting 3 Kraken pets and 220 KC while simultaneously complaining that he is unable to get himself a tormented synapse from the tormented demons. Yeah, that's some bad RNG. Sit down. Our next announcement goes to Fried getting the Coliseum completed. Juicy quiver there. This is an Ironman, which I also believe is a pure, judging by the stats, given the prayer level, of course. The main account owner being overspec. GZ, I'm getting the quiver on the pure. Nice work. And finally, the big Ferg load, Willy Bong Bum, Willy Willy Bum Bum, Billy Bing Bong Bing Bong, Chili Bong Bum, got a 576 KC there. Sorry, I'm trying to line my finger up. 576 KC at Tormented Demons. 3 synapses and the fucking burning claws. This guy's insane. It's a group iron team. Hopefully the team doesn't get banned because we have cheating teammates on that team, of course, which we're all aware of. So hopefully, you know, nothing is lost, everything is gained. And Easto down here, right there, sister is incredibly hot. So make sure you remind him of that if you're in the clan. That is it this week for Rune News, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rune News. You've been watching Ryan. You're watching Rune News, and you're watching Rune News. Quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy. It's huge.